I figured out who Sam looks like. Powder. Y'all remember that movie Powder? With the young boy who was like powder white and he had electromagnetic connections. Only Powder was smart. Greetings, Royal Family. Thanks for clicking on the video. Today I'm going to be reviewing Growing Up Hip Hop, episode 14 of this tragic season 5. So we are still at Sam's exposure party because it's no longer an engagement party. So after Sam makes his announcement, Tretch walks up to the stage and Tretch is pacing back and forth as if he is in a Naughty by Nature video. And he says, whoever got a problem with you got a problem with me. So he supports him. Totally fine. Egypt, after this point, Egypt, we pan to Egypt. We see that she's interacting, mingling with some of the guests. Boogie, Eric's wife, Lil Twist. Now, Lil Twist, it's serious when Lil Twist is not even funny. He was funny, but he looks so defeated. So she's engaging with her guests, and she's trying to explain Sam's lifestyle. This is her engagement party. And she is walking around talking to some of her friends, explaining what Sam just told the entire party on stage. Boogie is curious as to how many times Sam did what he did. So he's asking him questions. He's asking Egypt questions. She's flustering, like she's fumbling over her words. Excuse me. She's like, oh, no. It was one time. Oh, no. It was like, no, more than once. And however many times you think, less than that. No talk of the engagement. No talk of where they're going to get married, what dress she going to pick out, who's officiating the wedding, what kind of food they're going to have, where the wedding is going to be, what's her guest list like. We're talking about sexcapades, drunken sexcapades at an engagement party. So once again, the focus is on Samantha, not Egypt and Sam as a couple, if that's what you want to call this. Seems like indentured servitude to me, but whatever. Who am I to judge? This was a mess. Like Boogie was just like completely confused. Little Twist said he could have stayed home and watched the episode of Empire if he wanted to see some Jussie Smollett-ish. Angela, she's leaving the party. She's saying that she just doesn't think that was the appropriate time to talk about this. This is when, to me, I said to myself, I see her red nose. Egypt, you're a clown. Like, even more now than ever, you're a clown. Like, you took a back seat to Sam once again at your engagement party. And let's be clear here, people. Who he decides to sleep with, I could care less. Egypt should care, but I could care less. Again, he is making this about him. Brianna attempts to have a conversation with Egypt, who is out to lunch with her mother. I don't know if she's coming back on time, if you know what I mean. Brianna, she's attempting to have a conversation with Troy and Egypt. So Sam is there because Sam does not allow Egypt to have a conversation with anyone without him present. That's because he knows, especially Brianna, he knows what Brianna is going to say. So Sam is getting defensive. They're in like a little lounge area. They're seating, but Sam decides to sit on the table to try to intimidate Troy. And Brianna's just telling him like, yo, what are you like? Why are you like this? Like, just relax and sit down. Sam wants the conversation to end. So what does he do? He whistles and snaps, and woo, let's rein it in, Ken. He did one of those. Let's rein it in. And then he's what's the name? Treppa? This is some alter ego as he's whistling and hissing at Egypt for her to get up and follow him. Treppa is a combination between Tretch, who is her father, and Peppa. So once Sam whistles, that sets Brianna off, okay? All hell broke loose after that. Brianna's like, did you just whistle at her like a dog? She's going off. She's screaming. She starts clapping. You know, when you clap in somebody's face, that's a sign of aggression. So Egypt is like, what's wrong? Can we just talk? Like, that's the whistle that my dad does. Girl, wake up. Oh my goodness. I thought she was about to pass out. Anyway, so Brianna was like, no, he's calling you. Go, he's calling you. So all you see, if you're approaching this little area where they're sitting, is you see Brianna yelling at Egypt. I have a question. Like, Treppa, is Treppa supposed to be a thug? I was confused. Like, what's Treppa supposed to be? If it's a combination between Tretch and Pep, is that like a New Jersey native powder sniffing lunatic? I don't know. Anyway. So Sam, he goes over to Pep, his mommy, when Christ, his mommy. He's like, yeah, you know, Brianna's being disrespectful. She's being disrespectful. I did the whistle. Pep don't even know what's going on. She don't even know where she at. She's like, wait, what? What's going on? What's going on? Everybody likes to act dumb when convenient, right? So he goes over there. He tells Pep that Brianna's being disrespectful to Egypt. So she and Tretch walk over there. And again, when you're walking up where they're sitting, all you see is Brianna yelling. You don't see Egypt yelling because, again, she's out to lunch. So Tretch starts yelling. And Brianna starts yelling as well. And then security gets involved, okay? Tretch, I understand that's your daughter. And I feel like when it comes to your kids, all gloves are off. I get that. But you really believe what Sam said? Like, when did that happen? When did it happen that Sam's word to you is bond? Before you approach the situation and see what's going on, because Egypt was not in any danger. So before you even approach and kind of scope out what the conversation is about, you just jump into action. But then again, Pep probably could have told him like, oh, Brianna's disrespecting Egypt, and he just I get it as a father. You did look a fool yelling at Brianna, though. You looked a whole fool. And I just wonder, when security got involved, what were you going to do? Hit Brianna? You were going to hit her? Because she wasn't even in your daughter's face. But again, I get it. As a parent, you hear that someone's disrespecting your kid. You walk over there, you see someone yelling at your child. I get it. But what were you going to do, Tretch? You were going to hit Brianna? So Sam is in his glory. He's laughing. He's walking around the party with this ugly grin on his face, laughing, because he set the drama in motion, and he likes the fact that he got Brianna just riled up. He likes that. And he likes the fact that Tretch and Pep came to his aid, or so he thinks. They really came to Egypt's aid because she needed assistance. She needed medical attention just by the way she looked, right? Is it me, or did she look like she was like out of this world in a trance? Anyway, Brianna's getting ganged up on, of course. There's a whole crowd that comes. Tretch is yelling, Tyran, get away from her. You know, and Tyran seemed like he was on the side of Brianna, I guess. You know, I like that he can think for himself because he's seen a lot. He doesn't say much, but he's seen a lot. And what would make you think that he would jump on your side, Tretch, automatically? Even though he calls you dad, you're not his biological father, but his mother has done him dirty. And you being his stepfather at one point, or his father figure in his life, you stood by and watched it. So what makes you think he would run over to Yah? Tyran ain't stupid. Tyran is not the type of person that's going to be blindly loyal to somebody. And that's a logical man in my book. Anywho, so I have to say this to Brianna. I think that Brianna should leave it alone. I understand that her intentions are good, but I think that she's outnumbered and she's not going to win. She's not going to win. It's always going to come down to Brianna looking like the bad guy. And Brianna has been very good this season. I actually enjoy seeing her scenes this season, but because of her reputation, she's always going to be looked at as the bad guy. So I think she should just leave it alone. I don't think you should have anything else to say to Egypt. I don't think that you should get involved with Egypt anymore, but I get it. You have to do it for the show. But you need to recognize when somebody doesn't give a damn about you, regardless of how long you've known them. So I think Brianna should just leave it alone. And somebody needs to give Tretch a red nose because he looked like a whole fool. Like I said, I get it, him defending his daughter, but you jumping at Brianna and having a whole crowd. Like, what were you guys going to do if security wasn't there? Were you going to jump her? When Sam was talking to Egypt, right, didn't she seem like she was in a trance? Like he was talking to her. She was like, okay. Like she was under some sort of spell or something. Let me know what you think. So we move on to Tanise and JoJo. This is going to be real quick. So they're cake tasting and it's all good with them. So they wanted us to think that they weren't getting married. We didn't buy it. Moving on to Brianna and cousin TT. So she calls cousin TT, or cousin TT called Brianna, whichever one, and they're FaceTiming. So she's living her best life, honey, away from all the drama. See, this is why TT said that she's out and she's not going to be attending the engagement party. So Brianna fills her in on, what Sam said about his sexcapades and all the foolishness that went on. Now, TT did confirm that they have this thing in the family that Tretch started, and it's something that Tretch does, like a and a whistle or whatever. So it is what it is, like you're calling a dog. This is not about the call to me. Like, this is not about the whistle and the whatever, Sam doesn't want Brianna around Egypt. Sam doesn't want Egypt around anybody. He wants to be in total control, and he wants to be able to control what she does so that he can get what he wants. This is not about a hissing. And I gotta say this about Brianna. Brianna, let me tell you where you went wrong. You didn't keep your composure. You had a mission, and you let your anger and you let your emotions get in the way. You did try, but Sam annoys her so much, and Sam knows that. You let Sam win that one. You know what I mean? You should have remained cool, calm, collected. I guess when he hissed and whistled at her, she lost it. But you failed your mission, Brianna. But again, I get it. You tried. There's only so much that someone can take. I know she can't stand Sam, but that's where you went wrong, girl. You should have just continued to keep it on mute. Just say what it is that you had to say to Egypt and get the hell out of there. But it turned into madness. So we move on to another corny scene. Little Easy and Bow Wow. So they're in New York because they're in town for JoJo's wedding. And Bow Wow said that they were talking about weddings. So he said that he went to T.I. and Tiny's wedding. And I think he did say Angela was his date. And I thought that was interesting. Doesn't Bow Wow look like T.I.'s son? Like that could be, not even his brother. That looks like it could be his son, right? That's crazy how much they favor each other. Like, anyway, so this scene, they're in a restaurant. This scene is supposed to, what is this supposed to do? It's supposed to sell us on the possibility that Angela and Bow Wow are getting back together. Epic fail. We're not buying it. As viewers, I think we're smarter than that, right? So Bow Wow says that he's respected Angela for being a virgin. Right. And they flash back to pictures of them back in the day. And he's just like, every time he saw her, he would always think Rev and run, Rev run, Rev run. Like he had so much respect for her. So again, they're trying to sell us on this love story. This was a filler scene because Romeo's over the show, and this Angela and Bow Wow is not even believable. At least Romeo and Angela was somewhat believable for some time, but this Bow Wow and Angela, I'm not buying it. We know what it is. So I was waiting. I was sitting there waiting. I'm like, okay, no one said it, the magic name. I was waiting patiently for someone to mention Romeo, and Eric did. I was like, all right, listen. Romeo ain't thinking about y'all because Eric says, oh, do you think Romeo will show up? And Bow Wow was like, I hope if he shows up, it's no BS. Not that Bow Wow wanted any static, but I'm saying to myself, what BS why are they trying to paint out Romeo like he's an aggressive, confrontational person? Even if Romeo was there, and I'm sure he would be with his father and the No Limit entourage, it would be all love. It would be all good, all love. And Bow Wow, you probably would have been afraid because that, Master P rolls deep. But I'm just saying, I don't think that Romeo would have been like, hey, yo, Bow Wow, I need to talk to you. Bow Wow ain't thinking about Angela. Did you guys see Master P and Romeo on the Breakfast Club? He ain't thinking about her. But I get it. It's for the show. So I thought about it too. I said, was Romeo even invited to the wedding? Because I was like, okay, let's see. Because Eric said, like, I think that JoJo invited who he wanted there. Listen, he probably, let's say that JoJo didn't invite him to the wedding. That's probably because, oh God, it's probably because what Master P said about him. Because you don't know how they film these things. They may film them out of whack, but I'm pretty sure he knows that, JoJo knows that Master P doesn't think that he's some thug. Like, just relax. Anywho, so we move on to see Tanise, Angela, and Nessa. So they're talking, and Tanise is getting all dolled up for the big day because it's, you know, the wedding day. Tanise is in on the storyline too. She mentions that Bow Wow is invited to the wedding. JoJo invited him. And she claims that she sees a connection with Bow Wow as opposed to Romeo. That makes 2 times that his name came up. I was keeping count. So Vanessa in her confessional, this part was hilarious. She says, the age-old question is, will Angela and Bow Wow get back together? No, Vanessa, nope. No, it's not. No one ever wondered this. No one. Were you guys ever wondering if Angela and Bow Wow were going to get back together? Because according to one of them, they weren't dating. I think it was Angela that was lying back in the day. Oh, we're just friends. No one cares. No one. This is not an age-old question. This question doesn't even have an age. It's not even born yet. It doesn't exist. No one was ever wondering if Bow Wow and Angela were going to get back together. No. So Tanise is saying some nice words about Bow Wow, and Angela basically says, I think Tanise asked her, like, do you see yourself ever being with him? I think that's what she said. She's like, never say never. Angela, just stop. Just stop it right now. Like, I thought to myself, why is Angela the focus at this moment? Tanise is literally sitting in the chair getting her hair done. It's her wedding. It's Tanise's wedding day. Why are we talking about Angela's non-existent romantic relationship? So the guests are arriving. We see the venue. And did y'all see TT and her man? So TT came back in town for the wedding because TT said, I don't have any time for these people who I'm related to. So she shows up. A couple of other famous people were there. So JoJo, JoJo is getting dressed, right? And he is mad because no one knows how to tie a bow tie. He is angry that no one, it's his nerves. I know it was his nerves. He was upset that no one knew how to tie a bow tie, right? Now, my whole thing is you knew ahead of time that you were going to be wearing a bow tie. So why didn't you learn before your wedding? McStupid. So JoJo, he finally comes down the aisle. He comes out. His jacket was sharp. That crushed velvet blue, really nice. And then as he's coming, you see him walking down the aisle. Vanessa, she start crying. I'm like, Vanessa, girl, hold it together, sis. The bride didn't even come out yet. But I get it. She's emotional. I wonder if she was crying because she wasn't a part of the wedding. But anyway, so Tanise comes out and then the wedding starts. Now, I do like that Rev Run officiated the wedding. I think that's very sentimental. They're always, if they stay together forever, they're always going to make sure, they're always going to look back and say, like, you know, my dad officiated my wedding. Yeah, it's a little cliche considering that Rev Run is a reverend, but I think it was a beautiful thing. So they exchanged their beautiful vows, yada, yada. So it's reception time, all right? TT and Eric, they're sitting at the table, and TT says that she doesn't regret that she was absent from the engagement party. So Eric is married, right? You remember his crazy wife? He's flirting with TT, like, oh, you still look good, though. You getting thick. And she was like, Eric, will you stop flirting with me? Like, that boy's a dog. You could tell. It's just in him. Anyway, so Bow Wow and Angela, they're talking. They're at the reception, and they're talking. And it does draw attention to a few people. And as usual, I think her mother walked past, and her mother made a face or something. And as usual, Angela's like, stop, Mom. I can't stand when she does that. What is wrong with her? Anyway, so during the reception, Rev Run performed his verse from the song Let's Get Married, the remix, the Jagged Edge song. So I thought that was cute. I thought that was really cute. So JoJo said that, he always wanted his father to officiate his wedding and also perform that song when he got married. So I think that was nice. The photos that they snapped were beautiful. The venue was really nice. Everyone looked nice. They all looked like they had a really good time. So for whatever reason, we see Angela again and Bow Wow talking and flirting. They're outside, they're by themselves. I guess they were kind of flirting. I don't know, it was just awkward. And she admits that she could do better with checking up on him. She did say that whenever Bow Wow calls, she does answer. And he says, that's true. But he says, you can check on me sometimes. She says, yeah, I can do a little bit better with checking up on you. Oh my goodness. I said to myself, how funny is that? Isn't this the same gripe that Angela has with Romeo as a friend? She doesn't really call him and check up on him. No, she said that he doesn't call her and see how she's doing. Anyway, look, I needed a break, and WeTV must have heard my secret prayers, because Grown Up Hip Hop is taking, I guess, like a little mid-season break, and they're not coming back till April. And it looks like the second portion of the season next month is going to be better than whatever the heck this is that we've been seeing so far. So we're going to get a little bit of a break, but don't worry, y'all. You're still going to see me because I'm reviewing other shows. So make sure you check out the other content on the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for watching to the end. If you're a regular, thanks for watching to the end. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the commentary. Importantly, more importantly, get down in the comments. Of course, keep it respectful, no profanity in the chat, no derogatory names, words. You don't have to agree with anything that I said. We can disagree respectfully. I do look forward to hearing your comments, reading your comments. We had fun on the live show this morning. So I know that this review is late, but it is what it is. TV has been getting on my nerves this week. I don't know what it is. Sisters, a couple of other shows. So I'll meet you down in the comments, Royal Family. Make sure your notifications are on, because I will be back soon, real soon. Until next time, peace.